Alright, Shalom. First of all, I want to start this lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to our brothers who are fervently preaching the word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to the sincere Aqua. And Shalom to the scattered Israelites who are amongst these heathen nations and look like these heathens. Now this lesson is going to be based on this article in regards to a helicopter that crashed while fighting a Utah wildfire and a dozer operator who was killed in Oregon. So through the Spirit, I'm going to read this article, get some precepts, and Lord's will, you're edified. It says a heavy lift helicopter with 2 people on board battling a large Utah wildfire crashed as firefighters worked to corral an uncontained blaze in Oregon that killed a bulldozer operator, officials said Friday. There was no word on the conditions of the people aboard the helicopter, as officials said they couldn't immediately reach the crash site. During firefighting operations in Oregon, 47-year-old Jason Ensign died Thursday while operating a dozer for a timber company. The Wright's spring fire escalated with unexpected and rapid growth and cut off Ensign's escape route, the local sheriff's department said. The fire started on Wednesday in south central Oregon, east of the town of Chiloquin. It had burned almost 14 square miles by Friday with no containment, according to the U.S. Forest Service. Extremely hot and dry weather has caused erratic fire behavior, officials said. The downed helicopter was one of 7 working a fire in central Utah that was caused by lightning on July 27th. It crashed near Richfield, which is about 160 miles south of Salt Lake City, the Federal Aviation Administration said. Conditions were good enough for aircraft to fly when the helicopter crashed, said Tyler Heck with the Great Basin Incident Management Team. The Sikorsky S-64 helicopter had been working in an area with steep terrain. It ignited another fire when it crashed. Hecht said at an afternoon press conference he did not know how long the helicopter was flying before it crashed. Response teams had not been able to get to the scene of the accident by Friday evening because of the flames, but hoped to get there in the next 24 hours. Said we didn't want to put them at bigger risk, Sevier County Sheriff Nathan Curtis said. We'll get them in there as soon as we can. It is unknown if fire had overrun the crash scene. Firefighting efforts were paused after the accident, but later resumed. The National Transportation Safety Board and FAA will investigate, but they may not be able to safely reach the scene immediately if the wildfire is burning nearby. Said Sikorsky's S-64 Sky Crane helicopters are used commercially and by government agencies for firefighting and other purposes. They can be equipped with tanks to drop water or fire retardant onto blazes. Fire crews were warned Friday morning that there would be erratic winds, dry fuels, and hot temperatures, as well as the potential for dry thunderstorms and lightning. Red flag warnings were in effect. The fire in Fish Lake National Forest near a small community of Kenosha, Utah, has grown to 165 square miles and was 19% contained by Friday morning. More than 600 firefighting personnel are battling the blaze, which has triggered evacuations and destroyed at least 6 structures as it burns through timber, brush, and grass. Months of dry weather, a record lack of snow in some areas, hot spells, and erratic winds have contributed to blazes in Utah and other parts of the West. 4 firefighters were killed and a 5th was injured after they were overcome by a fast-moving wildfire in Colorado in June. The firefighters tried to shield themselves by deploying tent-like emergency shelters as flames overran their position. Yeah, so it's just becoming more dangerous and deadly out here for these firefighters. Zephaniah 3 and 5, the just Lord Yahweh is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. And that's right. So the helicopter crashes, the people dying from these fires, this is the judgment of the Lord. And, people will sit here and they'll say, well, these people were just trying to do their job. They're just trying to fight a fire. Yeah, but you don't know what they do when they're home, or what they were doing before they became firefighters, or even what they were doing in their past life. Because the Lord is not going to bring that type of judgment upon someone if they are not deemed to be wicked in his eyes. Those type of judgments are reserved for wicked people. So clearly those were not righteous people who died. Psalms 9 and 16, the Lord Yahweh is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands, Higgaion Selah. And that's right, these flames of devouring fire, whether they're man-made or whether they're caused by lightning or something else. Ultimately, these flames of devouring fire that, destroy land, destroy people's homes, their cars, kill people, injure people. Ultimately, this is all the Lord's judgment. He gets all the credit for it. Isaiah 29 and 6, thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts, or Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai of hosts, with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. And that's exactly what these wildfires are. Flames of devouring fire. They just spread and they destroy. And in some cases they kill. And that's all according to the will of the Lord. Psalm 79 and 6. Pour out thy wrath upon the heathen that have not known thee, and upon the kingdoms that have not called upon thy name. And if you take a look at what's going on all over the world, you see it. There's wars happening. There's fires, storms, tempests, earthquakes. Like the Lord is pouring out his wrath upon these wicked kingdoms and upon these wicked people that dwell within them every day. Ecclesiastes 3 and 1. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Verse 2, a time to be born, and a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted. So the people who died from the one person who died in that dozer as a result of the fire, and the people who died in the helicopter crash, and those firefighters back in June who died after being overwhelmed while fighting a fire. They died because it was their time to, according to the will of the Lord. And a lot of people can't wrap their head around that. Deuteronomy 32:39. See now that I, even I am he, and there is no power with me. I kill, and I make alive. I wound, and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. And the Lord is letting you know that when people get wounded or killed, regardless of how it manifests, he's the one behind it. He's the one who caused it. He gets the credit for it. And in these last days, he's going to make it undeniable to these people who are still out here doubting that he is the one who's making these things happen, that he's the one killing people and wounding people. These are his judgments. They're not accidents. They're not random. It's not somebody or something else. This is all the work and the judgment and the wrath, anger, and fury of the Heavenly Father Yahweh. Plain and simple. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. In closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rakakudash, the Wadi Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Honors to our brothers who are fervently preaching the word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to the sincere Akwath, and shalom to the scattered Israelites who are amongst these heathen nations and look like these heathens. Hope you all stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up, and Adawan Ratazah, which means Lord's will. Till next time, Shalom.